Hi-ho, fellow armchair Imagineers. Blue Dragon 5 here. Folks, it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. On this most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Muppetational installment of Muppets Debates. Live. Yay!
Yay!
That's right. To celebrate Disney Plus bringing the Muppets back, we thought we'd do the same. Tonight's show bill boasts the following topics. Best episode of The Muppet Show. Pitch for a Muppets Now segment. And best cameo in a Muppet movie. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get things started. So grab your Muppet Vision glasses, your boomerang fish, and board your Studebakers as we take a left at the fork in the road to the arena!
Oh, that's cute.
All right. In this corner, the man trying to book the Electric Mayhem on the space stage, a defunct LAN alumni who's out of this world, it's Ace Astro!
Thank you for having me tonight.
Anytime. And in the opposing corner, the artist formerly known as Adventure Blue Dude. Known for his balloon animal skills, the veteran of So You Want to Be an Imagineer, the competition, it's Jokers.
Hello, it's me.
Joining me on the faithful tribunal, Mickey Fan
Hello.
and
Hi-ho.
Sandy Claus.
Why was I last?
With Tiki as our scooter behind the scenes.
God damn it, call it the production nuke. You call it the production nuke, you son of a bitch.
Go for Tiki in the house.
Go for Tiki.
Also, let me make this clear. We're not celebrating Muppets Now. We're celebrating the fact that after fucking 4 weeks, we finally got an episode without Okie Dokie cooking.
Oh, the gag. The
See,
gag.
we're just starting this all off on the right foot now, aren't we? Just. I thought you weren't supposed to say much, Mr. O. I'm not going to say much because I'm behind the scenes.
So you thought you could just insult him and he wouldn't say anything?
I didn't
you to call
insult him. I gave him a cutesy Muppet nickname, and look what he does.
Production nuke.
Well, you know, if you want, first of all, it's Nook, not Nuke.
All right,
First of
fine. I'm thinking of Palm Nuke, all right? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
dope. Anyway.
All right.
Anyway, guys, outside of this crazy man, how
How are you guys?
Not too
You know.
bad tonight.
We're going.
All right.
I'm excited to watch the new Bill and Ted movie.
good for you.
Yeah.
I don't have
Good.
the money to watch the new Bill and Ted movie.
Neither does most of America. Okay, so let's.
I'm
do a
just
little-
excited to watch a new movie, honestly.
Yeah, it's been awfully plentiful this month. Though. A lot of good movies have been put out this month. I'll say that much.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay, a little refresher on the rules for those playing the home game. Speaking of those playing the home game, Claude's in the comments.
Claude,
Good
how
old
you
Claude
doing?
Baringo. We love this guy. All right, a little refresher on the rules. So, guys, pay attention here. So, we got 3 rounds, as we tend to do. We're gonna go around. You're gonna reveal your pick. You're gonna reveal what your choice was in the main round question. We'll then go to the opening statements, in which you kind of say all the things you want to get it out there in the forefront, like kind of make your case, plead your case, say all the good stuff, and then you'll fight it out. When you hear this sound from our other trusty co-conspirator here, you hear R2? That's the bell, which means deliberation amongst the tribunal to vote. Whoever gets the most votes wins the point. At the end of 3 rounds, our main rounds, we go to Kermit the Coin or Kermit Coin, whatever you want to go there. It's always kind of cute. It's like, hey, it's Kermit the Coin. The coin, of course, an optional feature of our game, which means if you choose to flip the coin, lands heads, you gain a point. Lands tails, not so lucky, you lose a point. Now, once we enter the speed round, we're going to test our new feature again. Kind of like point, we're going to try the Wager 2.0. We're going to try this feature called the Wager Win, which basically, once we enter the speed round, once both players have 2 points on the board, they will both have an opportunity at any point, once they have 2 points, to wager a point to get 2 points for the round. You can win the round point and the point your opponent has anteed up. And again, you have no choice. If one guy wants to do the wager, you have to ante up.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Of course, the whole game, it's race to 5
Dragon,
points.
is that replacing the hidden coin?
Yes, that is replacing the hidden
Okay.
coin, yeah.
Gotcha.
So the first to 5 points wins the game. I encourage audience feedback. They may help us in the deliberation process. And once we get to the speed round, they can actually call rounds. So, stay on your toes, especially you, Claudie. I'm watching you. Okay, gentlemen, do you understand these rules as I've explained them to you here this fine evening?
Absolutely.
It's morning, but probably.
Okay.
All right.
All right, cue the randomizer. Let's find out who goes, what the order is, this whole little game of ours.
The randomizer has been queued. Is there a delay?
No, I was I've seen it now. Thanks for waiting for my game go ahead. But yeah, okay, so it's Ace, followed by Jokers.
Cool.
All right. Okay. Nope.
All right, we're gonna
Not
go
doing
round
that.
one. Not doing that either. There we go.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Okay, round numero uno. You boys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Okay, so with all the Muppet content on Disney Plus, there is one grave error stands out amongst the rest. One grave error. There is no Muppet Show, and boy, oh boy, could we use it now more than ever. So the question is for the round: what is the best episode of the Muppet Show? So out of all 5 seasons of the Muppet Show, oddly, only 3 you can kind of buy on DVD, which still bums me. I don't know what the deal with that is. Out of all of those episodes, what is the best? What is the creme de la creme out of all those options? So who has what? Ace, what do you got?
I have season 3, episode 7 with Alice Cooper as the special guest.
Okay. Jokers.
Cool. I have season 2, episode 8, Steve Martin.
All right, so opening statements. Ace.
So, Alice Cooper, from the very beginning of the episode, they sort of really set the tone as it's a spooky and creepy episode with the ghouls and the monsters and everything like that. Alice Cooper comes in and it's like, oh, those monsters are mine. And they go into their first sketch with him and all that fun stuff. And it's a really dark episode and all those things. But then they lighten it up with Robin the Frog, which I personally believe Robin isn't even featured enough as it is. So to have him be the lightning effect in this episode just even boosted even more. And then it ends with Alice Cooper's School's Out iconic song, and adding the Henson characters into it just takes it to a next level.
Okay. Jokers.
The Steve Martin episode really changes the status quo, quote unquote, of the show. As I think it's the first episode that doesn't take place during an actual show. Steve Martin's really great. All the acts are really great. I really enjoy the Muppaphones, not the Muppaphones, but the guy who leads the Muppaphones. Statler and Waldorf get their own sketch, which is a lot of fun. And you get some weird characters like Baskerville and stuff like that. Just a really fun episode that's very different from the others.
Okay. All right, boys.
What about the Muppaphone and Marvin Suggs? Is that your name?
Yes, yeah, Marvin Suggs. Thank you. Sorry, I just found out that Chadwick Boseman died, and that kind of freaked me out.
I
Wait,
just
what?
found that out too.
Yep. Yeah, I just saw that.
That's funny that we all just got a notification at the same time about this.
Well, you and I
wait,
got it
what?
from the same person.
Oh, right. Oh, God. Jesus. All right.
All right, fight it out.
I mean, going with that episode, I feel like when you think Steve Martin, this episode of him with the Muppets is probably the last thing Muppets related a lot of people think of, because, you know, Steve Martin wise, I think the Muppet movie when he was the waiter, because I mean, that was almost the cameo I picked, or even the dueling banjos thing he did, I don't know, what was it, 8 or 9 years ago at this point, because that was just such a iconic thing that he did with him. So, you know, the Muppet Show episode with him kind of goes further and further down the list for me.
Okay. Well, first, the prompt was best episode, not best guest. Secondly, the dueling banjos thing was at the end of this episode. So,
did they do it there too? That's cool.
Yeah, no, it was at the end of that was like the ending for the episode. They did dueling banjos, and it was done really well. The Alice Cooper episode's really good, but I think if we're looking at Halloween episodes, the Vincent Price episode is better. I actually almost picked the Vincent Price episode. Whereas the Steve Martin episode, like I said earlier, has a lot of really good sketches and a lot of really good characters that don't get used a lot, and characters that are used in different ways. So yeah, like the Alice Cooper episode is good, but I feel like the Steve Martin episode is stronger as a whole.
Fair. And I mean, Vincent Price's episode is great and everything, but I feel like they took what they learned from that one in season 1 and used that to expand as they had, you know, they got more comfortable with it all and everything like that, and brought in a musical guest like Alice Cooper to take it from already having a solid foundation with Hollywood or Halloween episodes, and then taking it to the next level with Alice Cooper. And then, you know, even smaller characters. We saw Robin the Frog, like I mentioned, who doesn't get a lot of love even still now. So to have him have a whole song of Over the Rainbow in the middle was something that we don't see a lot of.
Yeah, I get you, but if we're talking about smaller characters, again, this had Marvin Suggs, it had the Flying Zucchini Brothers, it had, I totally forget her name, but it had another, like, very little used Muppet that shows up a few times in a really good sketch. It has Baskerville the Hound, who I like. Yeah, I feel like this episode, the setup with it being an audition night, allowed for more obscure Muppets to be used, where while the Alice Cooper episode is cool, I feel like it's treading the same ground as the Vincent Price episode, and I feel like the Vincent Price episode does it better, where the Alice Cooper episode focuses, rightfully so, it focuses a lot on the music of Alice Cooper and less on the Halloween elements.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Halloween elements are there, but then it incorporates the rock, which, you know, music is such an integral part to the Muppets that by having that focus on the music, by also having it Halloween, it set a different tone from, you know, a typical season or episode that season that really let it stand out in that way from the rest of the season or most other episodes.
No, I get you, but if we're talking about music specifically, I feel like the Steve Martin episode is a very good place to start. It's the only episode that gives Statler and Waldorf their own music number, and I think it's the only episode that gives them like a stage thing to do outside of the box. So they have a lot of really cool things. Most of the episode is songs. Steve Martin doesn't do any songs except for Dueling Banjos, which is kind of a disappointment. But what songs are used are really good. There's a really weird running gag with this girl who keeps singing songs with a frog, and they keep changing words like river to ribbit, and then Miss Piggy keeps like throwing her off stage because she's the only girl singer. But like running gags like that are a lot of fun and makes the episode a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I mean, running gags are a pinnacle thing with so many episodes of the Muppets, right? I mean, even in this one, there was a great thing with pigs in space again that they always have, and you know, there's a Muppet Labs one where they're messing around with germs to really play into that Halloween thing of, oh well, a small germ can't be that bad, so they made it so big that it quickly took over the lab, and you know, that was a a thing throughout the episode, and it just was it flowed very smoothly through the whole thing. And even when, you look at a Halloween episode, how does Over the Rainbow make sense in the middle there? It came on because it was all this dark gloominess and everything, and Fozzie came out and was scared and everything and just wanted one nice thing for the show. And so that transitioned into Robin the Frog singing Over the Rainbow. And so it's still just, even though it was a dark episode, a lighter moment like that just continued to flow so nicely.
Yeah, I feel like the flow for the Steve Martin episode is just as good, if not better. Just the way it runs is really cool. I like the setup with Steve Martin where he was supposed to be the guest and then they canceled the show, so he was just kind of there hanging out doing his thing. There's also a really cool flow where like a side story where a bunch of the auditions are competing with the not competing, but they're doing the same thing that the Muppets who are in the show do. So like a lot of them have like weird complexes. like Baskerville does jokes and then Kermit says to Fozzie like, hey, like don't worry, like you can have the same acts in the show. And then a lizard comes in to MC and then Kermit kicks him out. Or the thing with Miss Piggy. The flow is really interesting and very different. I also like that the episode kind of goes back to the show's vaudeville roots. Where they do numbers like Varsity Brag. They do a lot of like old school stage numbers and acts, which is a lot of fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, really quick, I just want to shout out a couple people in the comments. We got Zay, Jesus Christ. ZNK channel. He's a big fan of Marvin Suggs and his Singing Food Orchestra. And then Showbiz Chuck correcting you on the Muppaphone.
Yes.
Happy to have you, Showbiz Chuck. I like that username. All right. Let the judging begin.
All right, Sandy, how you feeling about this one, buddy?
Well, both really good choices. Unfortunately, I'm a huge Muppet fan, but I've seen the entire first season of the show. I don't think I've seen any more than that. Part of the reason, of course, is because it's just so hard to get a hold of. So I haven't seen these two episodes, but based on argument, I'm going to go with Joker's. He just made a much more compelling argument here. I just think Steve Martin would bring a better flow to the Muppet Show. That's it.
Okay. Mickey fan.
Oh, this is tough. I think you both had some really, really good arguments. And there was a really good back and forth going. And I'm going to have to give it to Ace. Just because I thought that there were some little things that made for a better argument than Joker's was giving.
I see. All right, so I'll tell you where I'm coming down on this. So guys, first of all, excellent fight. I'm very impressed by both of you. I really am.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think Ace had they both had good openings. Ace really impressed me with his opening. Joker's his rebuttals were it's like William F. Buckley. It's like William F. Buckley going up against Gore Vidal. I got to be honest. I was impressed. The man didn't lose his thing. It's like the feather going through it's like the leaf going through a little turntable thing in Core. It was very impressive. Here's the thing. I mean, I think Ace had a really well constructed strategy, and citing Robin as kind of like the light is kind of the compensation for the tone, where you had the Alice Cooper and the creepy Halloween tone, then of course the school's out of it all. But I mean, Joker's came in with the Vincent Price point and the Price point. Sorry, the thing with Vincent Price, and honestly, there was the writing was somewhat on the wall, was like outlined on the wall the minute Joker's made the dueling banjos point. So I'm inclined to give it to Joker's. It was close, but I think Joker's had better stamina in this round. I don't know. So Joker's gets the point, therefore he gets the first point.
Hooray!
Okay, Z and K channel says one great advantage that the Steve episode has is Richard Hunt's delightfully obnoxious guffaws being heard throughout. It's so infectious.
Yeah, that's really cool. In that episode,
Yeah.
basically the Muppets, for those who may not have seen it, because again, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure however, I think the Steve Martin episode and the Alice Cooper episode, I could be wrong. I want to say they are within the 3 seasons that you can find.
They are.
So anyway, Anyway, so in those, in that episode, you have the Muppets basically watching through the whole duration. You get to hear like the actual performers laughing at the because they're not really seen, so they can really basically, for all we know, they're doing the voice for the most part, and they're just kind of watching Steve Martin perform. It's really priceless.
Yeah, that's something I forgot to mention. It's really cool how there's no actual audience, so just the Muppet performers laughing instead of like a traditional laugh track.
There is one thing I will ding you on, just slightly, Joker. It's just one. I feel like I'm mostly joking here. I'm just saying. Well, what about the dancing cheese?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
the dancing cheese was gold.
Yeah, it was. Honestly,
Right.
I just really like the episode for the Statler and Waldorf bit because I think it's super unique.
Yeah. Okay. Round 2. Oh, forgive me, folks. You have to bear with me because I'm a little taken aback by this Bozeman news. So I'm just gonna... Anyway, okay. So
Yeah.
all right. Round 2.
I'm literally writing down. But what about the dancing cheese in the group chat we can use for the outro?
Mhm.
Dancing cheese. All right.
Okay. Round 2. Muppets Now has presented itself as a sketch show, inferior to JGI at home.
Oh God! Oh wow! Shots fired. Jesus.
No. I'm kidding. I'm piling.
This episode was really good.
It was, but
Did
that's my
someone
point.
buy a lamp? Because I think Dragon's got a shade.
No, I'm just trying
Okay,
to
that
tell
was a really bad
Oh.
analogy. I apologize. That was really bad.
No, you can go.
I know.
This is why
I
you're
know.
not judging. This is why you're not co-judging this episode.
This is why I should just shut up and just mute myself the whole episode and just let you guys do your thing.
I was just
tell
throwing
time off with the shade you're casting.
Throwing a little bit of JGI. I was throwing JGI a little bit of a bone there because they've been doing really good with JGI at home. We're not going to see it again, at least for a long while. So it might as well.
I will say that JJI at home is superior to Muppets Now. I hate to say that, but it's probably
Well,
objectively.
at the very least, to be fair, at least JGI at home has a better batting average. That's the difference. I mean, it's like
and JJI at home actually does different sketches every week.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but again, the thing they're lacking, Muppets. So, bring things back on point. Muppets Now has presented itself as a sketch show, to its benefit, but also to a bit of its detriment at times. It's built a stable of reoccurring segments, but you know what? We, the true blue Muppet fans, or the true green Muppet fans, depending on your preference, we demand more, which calls for some brainstorming. So here's the question. I want you guys to pitch a new Muppets Now segment. What I want to hear from you guys after we basically kind of announce like what your thing is. I want you guys in your opening statements to give me a bit of a premise. You don't have to do like a full-on fleshed out pilot or anything. Give me like a quasi pilot. What should I expect from this thing? Give me the outline of how this kind of segment or kind of recurring sketch might work.
All right.
Okay, so Ace, what was your idea?
My pitch is Music Mayhem with the Electric Mayhem.
Okay. All right, Jokers.
My pitch is Pigs in Space. What I would really like is so the original Pigs in Space parodied Star Trek.
Wait, hold on,
I would
Joker.
like-
Hold on.
What?
Well,
Oh,
I
we're
just
just
need the
naming
title.
them?
Yeah, then
Oh,
you're
okay,
good.
yeah,
You're
it's
gonna get
Pigs
your
in
chance.
Space. Yeah, it's Pigs
You're
in
almost
Space.
there. Very good. Okay, but just literally just just going to be called Pigs in Space. I mean,
Yeah,
in
it's
case
Pigs
you
in
had-
Space. Yeah.
Okay,
Pigs in Space.
Ace, pitch me.
All right. So far through Muppets Now, we haven't seen a ton of the Electric Mayhem. We saw them a little bit last week's episode, I believe, episode 4 there, and they're fun as always with Animal keeping him up, and so I think it shows that they can have their own little segment here, and so Music Mayhem with the Electric Mayhem would be each week a different character from the band's teaching kids and everyone at home how to play their instrument. So 1 week you got Dr. Teeth showing them how to play the piano, or Janice showing them how to play the guitar. But every week it's sort of, there's an issue of, well, obviously everyone at home wants to play the drums, and Animal knows that. So there's an internal struggle almost within the Electric Mayhem of, well, Animal showing you how to play the drums, whether that's what you want or not. And, you may have Dr. Teeth a little bit with the keyboards, but by the end, Animal will be showing you how to play the drums.
Okay. Jokers.
Cool. Pigs in Space originally was a parody of Star Trek. What I would really like for this is a Pigs in Space that is a parody of modern Star Trek. So instead of like the send up of the like super idealistic 1960s Star Trek, this is like pseudo dark and gritty, where it's just like a fucking mess the whole time with pigs in space. But everything else aside from the crew of the swine trek is just like super serious and dark. That's my pitch.
Okay. All right, guys. I want to see some metaphorical fluff here, man. I want to see. I want you to go at each other, man. I want you to try to kill your other opponent, man. You got to metaphorically through debate.
I'm gonna fluff the shit out of him.
Okay, maybe not in that. Maybe never mind. Just
Alrighty then.
Yeah, that. Okay, let's just fight. Just kick the crap.
It's
out
a good
Way to
thing
take
we are
it
not
too far.
monetized.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they really likes him or he really hates him, folks. I can't tell you. Okay. All right, fine.
I mean, you do take a new sort of approach to it, but it's still just reskinning a segment from the original show, whereas the Muppets Now segments are all something new, right? It's things we haven't seen before, and this is just taking something that they know worked in the past and just putting new colors on it.
I get you, but it's been a very, very long time since we've seen pigs in space, and I feel like with the way science fiction, Star Trek specifically has been moving, I think this is a fairly natural thing to do, even if it is something that's been seen before. And like I said, it's been, like 30 years since we've seen pigs in space last in any sort of like visual medium. So I think it's been long enough that it's okay. While I like your idea, I do worry that it's a little bit too one note. Like I could picture that working as like a single YouTube video, but as a series where they do multiple things that always has the same punchline, it'll get old very quick.
I mean, to go first to your point about how it's been that long, I mean, that could be said for so many of the other ones then, with Grey's Anatomy and everything. Well, then let's bring back Pet Hospital too, and
Great.
all those things, right? So I mean, if you're bringing back the one, it gives it an easy way to do a whole bunch of just reskins instead of new content. And then for all ending in a sort of similar route, I mean, that's how most of this current segments end. The Pepe's Game Show ends with a special guest that's just a Muppet, and it's some weird sort of twist that makes no sense. Or the lifestyle is talking to Linda Cardellini and ignoring the other two guests, right? They all sort of end in some similar little one-note thing. There's just a small twist to it.
Ace, let me hear more about what yours was again.
Yeah, so it'd be the different members of the Electric Mayhem teaching you how to play one of your instruments, but throughout the episode, Animal would slowly start taking over to show you how to play the drums, because everyone wants to play the drums. So Animal drums always. No, used to be no drums for the Muppets movie. Now it's all drums.
So your point is fair, but for Pepe at least, it's a similar punchline at the end of every sketch, but it's a different character and a different setup each time. For yours, it's always Animal as the punchline, no matter what the setup is. So there's different things happening, but the joke is always the same. Where at least for Pepe, there's different things happening in each episode. And to your point for bringing back old sketches, personally, I don't see a problem with that if they have a different way of going about it. Like with my idea, like it's the same thing in name and it's the same characters, but it's totally different from the original, while still staying true to the original. And on that note, they have brought back Swedish Chef, and it's basically what it was for the Muppet Show, just bad. So it's not like they haven't done it before. So yeah, I mean, if they have a different direction for it, I don't see an issue with bringing back old sketches, and I don't think that's a good argument.
I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with bringing back old ideas. It would just be more, you have all these writers and everything like that to try new things. So then going back to something that worked 30 years ago and tweaking it so it works now just feels like reskinning it so it works now is just almost an easy way out, I feel, when, that's why they didn't go that way with Muppets Now. It's all new things instead of just a rehashing of the original Muppet Show.
I mean, I still don't see an issue with it though. Like I think again, it's been so long since we have seen Pigs in Space last, and Star Trek is popular again when it hasn't been for a long time. So I think it's fairly natural for them to try to do something like this again, where like yours, while it's original, it's different. I still worry that it's too one note.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I don't have anything more to say here.
Okay. All right. Mickey fan, where are you leaning on this?
Cool.
He's muted.
Yep.
You might want to go
Oh.
somewhere. You might want.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay, there he is.
I'm leaning towards Jokers.
Oh boy.
Okay, Mickey fans lean towards Jokers. I am leaning towards Ace. So Sandy Claus.
This is really difficult because I really think we need some more Electric Mayhem in the Muppets, because the new show currently doesn't have any of Electric Mayhem in it. I don't think one character has appeared yet.
They show up in the new episode.
Oh, they do? Okay. All right.
Episode
Very
4, yeah.
briefly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at what's his name?
Link.
Guy with the glasses up top.
Oh, Clifford.
Dr. Strange. Oh,
Clifford.
right.
Clifford. You haven't seen him in a long time. I'd like to see him back. So, I think the thing with the Electric Mayhem would work as long as it wasn't just Animal playing the drums all the time. Joker's definitely seems like the safer option. And so I guess I'm gonna have to go with Joker's as well. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 votes for Jokers, which means Jokers gets the point. So right now it's 2-0.
Can I just make the point that I'm shocked that Ace didn't make the point about Pigs in Space not fitting into the style of like the YouTube videos?
That's a very fair point.
Like,
Yeah.
honestly, Ace, I feel like if you would have used that would have been like a really good blow to Joker's pitch. Because I feel like at the end of the day, Joker's had the better pitch for a Muppet sketch, but I feel like Ace had a much more realistic pitch for a Muppets Now sketch, if that makes
I
sense.
agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely agree.
Fair.
So, all right. Let's see. So, Z and K channel's got some comments here. That newly built Pigs in Space set for those YouTube videos is still around in storage. Why not use it?
Ah,
Wait a minute. Are there new Pigs in Space YouTube videos?
I had
They
no
might
idea
have a
about
few
that.
years ago.
There was
There are Muppet videos on those YouTube channels, so I guess it's possible.
I think Miss Piggy got trapped out the airlock or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
didn't they do like one like randomly like 5 years ago?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I like
All right, and then some casting for Clifford. I would like to see Clifford as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right, round
So,
3.
Jokers leads 2-0.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Round number 3. You know, there's nothing better than a cameo in a Muppet movie, isn't there? There's just nothing better than it. So my question is, what was the best cameo in any Muppet movie?
In other words, what should win the award for the golden short shorts?
Well, remember, technically, we learned it was Lederhosen.
Like that, you know what? Just go with the yeah. Golden
just clearing-
short shorts, Dragon.
I know it's
Come
the
on.
short shorts.
Messing with the running gag.
I'm just saying, in case
All right.
anyone's wearing short shorts. What are they talking about? Yeah, the
Okay, we're
Lederhosen.
talking about the Steve Martin cameo. The Steve Martin cameo, in my humble opinion, is the king of Muppet cameos.
It
But
is
It
fantastic.
is great.
these guys think otherwise. So let's hear their pitches.
Precisely. Okay. Ace, what do you got?
I went with Quentin Tarantino in The Muppets Wizard of Oz.
Oh, Quentin. Okay. All right. Jokers.
I went with John Cleese in The Great Muppet Caper.
All right. The dancing cleats. I love it. Okay. Opening statement, Ace.
Yeah, so with the Muppets Wizard of Oz, the movie wasn't seen well. You know, the reviews were quite poor. But there's one standout part, and it was Tarantino's cameo here. And so, you know, they were getting to the climax and everything, and it was looking for a way to spice up the ending. And so suddenly it does a hard cut to Quentin Tarantino talking about different ways that they can do the grand climax here. And so, you know, he comes out with huge samurai swords and a giant fight scene and fire and all these crazy things. And, you know, it scares Kermit hard there. And so he pulls it back a little bit. And so then it's there's no explosions and everything. So then it goes into morphing, you know, Piggy morphs into Gonzo and all these different things before finally morphing into a big busty vampire vixen who then explodes into a sea of crimson blood and all these crazy other things like that. And, you know, then Kermit gets like, that's too expensive, even though he's still not totally sold. And so, you know, Tarantino's slowly losing his mind on how to get this big finale in for them. And so then he hits it right on the nose with Dorothy goes to kick the witch in the face. And Kermit loves the idea, and it hard cuts right back into the movie as if this, you know, little mini pitch in the middle never even happened.
Okay. Jokers.
Cool. Yeah. So John Cleese, Great Muppet Caper. Miss Piggy is trying to impress Kermit. They are about to go out on a date, and she tells him that she lives in a British mansion. So she sneaks into John Cleese's house. I forget the character's name. So basically, Miss Piggy is showing Kermit around a house that she's never been in before and that she broke into, while trying to avoid John Cleese and his wife, who are having dinner. The scene ends with John Cleese finding them, telling them, giving them the name of a good restaurant to go to, and then he calmly walks them out of the door.
It's the Dubonnet Club for anyone in Jolly Old England.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Fight!
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the John Cleese one is a lot of fun, but it also feels like just any other sort of Muppet cameo. Like, you know, whether it's from that or it's Jack Black in the 2011 Muppets, they all just sort of feel the same there, whereas Tarantino's really stands out as it's a hard cut from the actual film into the middle of the movie pitch, and it stands out from the rest of them. Whereas John Cleese is just, oh, it's typical Muppets humor hiding from a cameo guest.
I mean, I don't think that's a problem. I think so. The issue that I have with Tarantino is the issue that I have with most of the modern Muppet cameos, is that they're playing themselves. It's a caricature of Tarantino, which is cool, and the scene's great, but Tarantino is Tarantino. He's doing his Tarantino shtick. They're just throwing Kermit the Frog in. I also don't like that it's kind of separated from the story of the movie. Whereas with John Cleese, I really enjoy how they wove him into the story of the movie. He's playing a different character, and the way it's written genuinely feels like it's something that John Cleese could have written himself. Like, it's a perfect John Cleese casting. It's a perfect John Cleese role. I feel like the John Cleese scene utilized the actor better than the Tarantino scene did.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely agree with you with a lot of the cameos nowadays. They're almost too on the nose with being themselves, but I feel like if it was Quentin Tarantino playing anyone but himself, it would have felt wrong. So him playing himself there worked quite well, because if it was just Quentin Tarantino playing Joe Schmo, the director, it would have felt out of place. But since Quentin Tarantino was playing Quentin Tarantino, it fit into the cameo.
No, I mean, it's not that it doesn't fit in the cameo. I just feel like it's lazy. Like, what was this, 2005? So it was right around the time that Kill Bill came out. So he was, like, at his height. So it makes sense that they would do that. But I feel like there are different things that they could have done, like put him within the universe of the movie somehow. I just, personally, I don't like that he's so separate from the rest of the movie, where the John Cleese cameo is very much within the world of the movie and very much within the story of the movie. And I do feel like he's utilized better than Tarantino, and in a more unique way than Tarantino.
Yeah, I mean, with the John Cleese cameo, it fits, but it's almost with John Cleese being so well known for Monty Python and all those, I almost wish there was more of that, in the sense of, just more gags and humor that way, just to really bring out that character and everything like that more, so that, I mean, that pushed its edge on a cameo at that point, but it felt like they had so much for him and they could only get so much in that it almost felt pulled back.
But that's not a bad thing. Like, I think it's a good sign that the cameo left you wanting more from the actor. And I feel like it's good that the use of the actor lent itself so well to the character.
It left me wanting more, in the sense, though, that I wish he had a bigger role, not that cameo was a great part. It was like, this felt like, an afterthought, or was more of his lines cut sort of thing, than that was a planned cameo.
I understand, but I don't get that at all, personally. I feel like it was a really great length. I don't feel like anything was cut. The only thing that was probably cut was John Cleese, like, ad-libbing. I wouldn't be surprised if they let him loose in the house. But again, like, I feel like the role is very perfect for John Cleese. It's very quintessential John Cleese. Whereas the Tarantino sequence could have been left out of the movie and no one would have missed it. Like, the movie could have come out without Tarantino and no one would have known. Nothing would have felt missing. Where this John Cleese cameo is very integral to that part of the story. And I feel like it's very iconic and it would have been missed.
I mean, at the same time, had Piggy just thought of a restaurant, or, another Muppet suggested a restaurant, that sort of sense, it would have continued the story the same way. In that sense, had this cameo been cut, you lost maybe a little bit of humor of hiding in the house, but the story still progresses normally, like with most cameos. So I'd argue the same back.
It would have progressed normally, but I don't think as smoothly. Whereas Tarantino, they literally could have cut the scene and nothing really would have been lost. For the John Cleese scene, like we're learning about Piggy's character. We're learning about Kermit and Piggy's budding relationship. We're learning a lot about the characters within the cameo scene. Whereas for Tarantino, it's just Kermit as Kermit outside of the movie, Tarantino as Tarantino outside the movie.
Yeah, but I think it shows Kermit being, grounded in the sense that, we've seen him like this before, but he's in charge, and he has to put Tarantino down gently, so to speak. And so, Tarantino's going his quintessential Tarantino ways, going with all these big and elaborate things that, fit his movies, but by no way and sense fit a Muppet movie. And so that sort of ties them together in the sense of, hey, Tarantino's coming up with all these crazy things, but that makes no sense for a Muppet movie. It obviously is going to end with Piggy just kicking her in the face, because, come on, how else would Piggy take them down?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree that it's in character for Kermit. I just don't think that it necessarily has a point to it within the movie. I like the fourth wall breaking of Muppet movies, but it's just a weird juxtaposition to just smash cut out of the movie and go into that, and then just go back to the movie. If it's something that they said, okay.
I think we got it. Okay.
No, I agree.
All right, I'm going to vote for Ace. Sandy.
I'm going to vote for Ace. You're right. The Joker's Tarantino could have been left out of the movie and we wouldn't have missed anything. But I just think the movie itself, the fact that the movie itself is just absurd. I think having Tarantino in there is just incredibly, incredibly absurd. And that combined with the fact that he was so happy to be able to work with the Muppets, if you've ever looked into that, taking the photos behind the scenes, he was just so. I think it's one of the the biggest highlights of his career. So I think I don't know, just all that combined together, I think that was probably a whole lot more valuable of a cameo. Yeah, that's it.
Mickey fan. I mean, who are you going to vote for?
I was going to go for Ace.
Okay, clean sweep for old AC boy. What do you know?
So it's okay to be wrong.
All right. That was a big back and forth. That was a back and forth ping pong game, guys. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So while you guys were doing that, I was coming up with my Sesame Street cameo fan casting. So this will just take a minute. I'll answer it for all of us. So who would have carried on the Muppet cameos after Oscar and
Great Muppet Caper.
Yeah,
well,
Great Muppet Caper. Yeah.
Well, we had Sesame Street characters in Manhattan, didn't we?
The wedding scene.
Oh, yeah.
The wedding scene, yeah.
And Big Bird's a Muppet movie, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I took the liberty of. I'll just go through really quickly. So Muppets Take Manhattan. We're gonna have Grover in there because Grover's really theatrical. He's just gonna kind of be one of the wannabe Broadway stars. Muppet Christmas Carol. We're gonna have Bert because Bert is kind of like a curmudgeon, like Scrooge is. So I could see like maybe Bert could be like maybe Marley instead of Statler and Waldorf or something like that. Muppet Treasure Island, we're going to have Cookie Monster. I feel like Cookie Monster would fit right in with the natives. Muppets from Space, we're going to have Elmo just because, Elmo was big at the time that Muppets from Space was coming out, corporate synergy and all that. Muppets 2011, we're going to have Ernie because Ernie's kind of an everyman character just like Walter, and I like the idea of Bert and Ernie having individual cameos. And Muppets Most Wanted, the Count is going to be a prisoner in the prison.
Let's go. The Count is the best one there.
All right. So there you go. That's okay. So Ace trails 1-2, but then we have the question of the dreaded, the terrible Kermit coin.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, boys, who's feeling lucky? Ace, are you feeling lucky? Do you want to flip forward? Because again, you got a 50-50 shot.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. If it's heads, I get a point. If it's tails,
Yes.
I lose a point.
Precisely.
Okay. Well, so last time I did this like years ago, I didn't flip the coin, but Tiki did, and he got the point, so I lost. So this time I will flip it.
Okay. Fortune favors the bold. Man of confidence. I love it.
Oh shoot!
Ah.
You hate to see it. You hate to see
Sorry,
it.
Ace. Sorry.
So he's
Damn.
back down to 0.
That was a
Yes.
heartbreaker.
Yeah, which means you're. Well, do you want to risk it? Do you want to try? You could either go home early or stay for the long haul. It's your call.
I mean, he's already back down to 0, so fuck it. Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. Wow.
See him squirm for entertainment.
Ooh.
Okay, man. And luck. The lucky lady tonight is not pleased. Someone spit in her drink. I don't know why. Okay.
Oh man. That's a lot
Joker's
of
is one.
progress those 3 rounds made, right?
Yep. Okay, so now
All right,
we
so let's get
enter.
to the speed
Yes.
round.
Yes, now we enter the speed round. Of course, this can get unpredictable, like Pepe's unpredictable game show. I'll warn you guys now. It's a race.
Also, now that we're kind of in a break, can we just acknowledge how fucking shocking the Chadwick Boseman situation is, man? I mean,
Yeah,
goddamn
sure.
it.
I'm.
Yeah.
God,
I
I'm
mean,
still at it.
just talk about something to just drop on us right when the podcast is recording.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Right.
thank you so much for bringing it up because this threw me off. But thanks for that.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
Joker's is the one that threw it up, that brought it
Yeah,
up.
sorry.
Oh well, yeah, you're right. Sorry about that.
You just always assume that everything is my fault, Trickett.
Well, to be fair, 9 times out of 10 it is.
But yeah, I mean, I honestly, Claude, I'm just completely floored by it. I really am. Like, I'm joking around in the podcast, but I'm genuinely shocked. Just genuinely shocked. All right. Not
Cancer,
sure.
too. Oh my god.
Yeah. And the shocking thing is, I had no idea he was even sick.
I know.
Same.
No clue.
Me neither. I thought he was in perfect health. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah, when they said that was from colon cancer for the last 4 years, I had no idea he even had cancer.
I don't
All I
think he
have to
announced
say-
it.
All I have to say is fuck you, 2020. Just fuck
Yeah.
you. Just straight
I'll
up.
just go back and
2020
restart.
killed Black
Wasn't
Panther.
he
That's
supposed to do
horrible.
more movies?
Right.
More
Okay.
more Avengers movies?
Well, I mean, I don't know, Sandy. That's well, I don't think Dragon. He's not shot anything for MCU, right? I think we're gonna have to.
I'm pretty
Black
sure he.
Panther-
Black Panther 2 is probably close to done.
Yeah, it might have
is it?
wrapped.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. That's
I don't know about
And I
that.
wouldn't be surprised if he already recorded his stuff for What If.
I know he recorded the stuff for What If. I know that.
Okay.
Much. What I'm saying is, I doubt Black Panther 2 is finished because I mean,
Really?
No, I don't think it's
No.
finished, but
I'm just saying, I'd be
Like,
shocked if
and
I don't know when they were supposed to shoot it because again, they keep switching dates around. I don't know what the deal is with
Let's
it. I mean,
see.
I knew
It got-
people
Actually,
were
yeah.
planning for it.
when did it get pushed back to?
Well, I don't want
May
to.
2022.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I don't
probably
know
hasn't-
what the-
guys.
They probably haven't even
Let's
started.
not dwell on this though.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just wanted to acknowledge it because genuinely, it's probably one of the most shocking celebrity deaths in the past couple
I
years.
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway,
All right.
so and he will absolutely be missed, and we're probably going to touching on this again.
It doesn't even feel real.
No.
It doesn't. I thought I was questioning, and no one answered me. Thanks. I was like, wait, really? Of course, no one's have to. Anyway, that sounds remarkably fake, but my God, it's horrible. It's a horrible fact. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we are entering into the speed round. We used up Ace's plug, so we can't plug him right now. So. Anyway, so it's a race to 5 points. Of course, you go from 30 seconds. You have 30 second statement followed by a 15-second rebuttal. That's how it works. The audience, if they would like to pose us some questions for the speed round, we will definitely be inclined to use them. And they can also call those rounds of the questions they suggest. It'll be in these two jokers' destinies will be in their hands.
Mhm.
And of course, guys, remember, once you get 2 on the board, wager option. mind.
Dragon, can you just like recap the wager thing? Just so
Wagers,
it's
once
in
you,
their mind.
okay, so once you have 2 points on the board, you can enact the wager, and the other guy's going to have to ante up. So there's no like, I want to wager, I don't. You can't do that. It's going to be, I want to wager, you're on. In which winner of the round gets the round point as well as the 1 point that you wagered. So it means the winner of the round walks away with 2 points, and the loser walks away with 1 less.
So if they have no points, do they get negative points?
Yeah, you can't enact a wager if they have no points, right?
Okay,
That's what I just said. Yeah, both have to have 2 points to even enact the wager.
Oh, they both have.
have
You
to
both
have
need
two.
2.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so right now Jokers has 1, so we got a ways to go. So anyway,
We'll get
right.
there.
Okay. We're gonna start off.
Dragon, I'm going to throw this out there since it's already kind of going on a little long. Do you want to play to 4 instead of 5?
Yeah, so fine by me.
Yeah, whatever.
It's up to
fine.
Dragon.
Well.
I'm just saying, since we only have 1 point on the board and we're already an hour in.
It's up to you. This is your day.
Either that would break glass on a coin that we weren't going to use. It's one of those two. So okay, let's just play to 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a solemn occasion. We're going to play to 4. We want to get out of here. Okay. Here's a quick draw question. Okay, as in once you hear both options, whoever speaks first goes first and gets their pick first. Okay, because I'm gonna list off 2 Muppet movies. All right. Okay. Listen closely. Which is the better Brian Henson film, Muppet Christmas Carol or Muppet Treasure Island?
Christmas Carol.
And Treasure Island.
All right, so Joker says Christmas Carol. And Ace says Treasure Island. Okay. So remember, 30 seconds followed by a 15-second rebuttal. So whenever you speak, the timer starts, Jokers.
30 seconds? Okay.
You can do the face.
Hey, unbiased judging. I really like Muppet Christmas Carol. I think it utilizes the characters really well. Michael Caine is really great in it. Again, I really like the use of Statler and Waldorf. I think it's very unique for the characters because they don't usually get songs or any sort of anything, really. All of the Muppet casting is very solid. The songs are really good. It's got Paul Williams, which is what I like. Yeah, just all around a very solid movie. I think it's very solid. I think the songs are great. The acting's really good.
It's got Paul Williams, which is what I like.
I like Paul Williams.
I love that.
I think America loves Paul. We all love
I'm a
Paul.
Paul Williams.
You couldn't contain your enthusiasm. All right. Ace.
All right. Well, yeah, Muppet Treasure Island's a really fun movie and all that. And, you talk about a cast where America loves them. Well, Treasure Island has Tim Curry. And how can you go wrong with the Tim Curry? Right? I mean, there's others like Billy Connolly, who's a lot of fun too. The whole cast is together, and it has a lot of fun musical numbers from the Selling for Adventure and Something Better, as well as, Elton John even has an end credit song. So the music, the cast, everything comes together for a fun time there.
15 seconds?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great. So I mean, I get you, but I feel like the utilization of the Muppets is a little bit better in Christmas Carol. I also think it's very interesting that they picked a more serious subject while still being able to weave in the Muppet humor very well. It's a very unique film and very different for the Muppets.
I mean, the Muppets Christmas Carol is definitely fun, but compared to the Muppets Treasure Island, Muppet Christmas Carol is pretty dark and can be gloomy, whereas Muppet Treasure Island is, pretty fun through the whole thing with the music and the cast and the score and even just the story as a whole.
All right, Mickey fan, what are your thoughts on this?
Jokers. Let me just start this off. I am on the record as saying that Muppet Christmas Carol is the best Christmas movie. That is objectively correct.
Well, it is quite show-stopping. I'll give you that.
I'm giving it to Jokers because I felt like he did have the better argument despite my thoughts.
All right, Sans.
Well, I'm going to give it to Ace. I know I'm not being biased here. I genuinely think he deserves it. I think Muppet Treasure Island, I think it's just more. I think I just feel much more in the Muppet spirit. It's not. I mean, he made a really good point. Muppet Christmas Carol is really dark and dramatic, which isn't really the type of tone the Muppets usually work well in. They do work well in A Christmas Carol, don't get me wrong, it's a great movie, but I just feel like Muppet Treasure Island is a really fun family popcorn theater movie. And I think he made a great point. It's just fun through the entire thing. You never stop to really shed a tear or anything. It's lots of fun.
So I'll remind you guys, not that we need like the three-person, not that we necessarily need the three-person thing for the speed round. Just so you know, it will go to surprising people who absolutely called the rounds here. So I'm gonna rule here. The point goes to Jokers.
Hooray!
Honestly, I think Joker's head. He laid it out very, very nicely. Again, with I think he laid out more where I feel Ace while he was good. I think he dwelled a little too much on the music. I think that was kind of his undoing.
Okay.
All right, Dragon, you're gonna love this. So, Monkey had a chance to go to the Hollywood Bowl to see the Muppets live a few years ago, and he says that Paul Williams was the only cameo who physically showed up.
It's because he's not doing anything else.
Oh, come on!
Wow!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It was before Baby Driver. I'm a huge Paul Williams stan, God damn it! But that doesn't mean he has a cameo.
All right. Jesus, I touched it. I think we both touched each other's nerves there. Wow. All right.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to the wheel of Muppets.
Oh God! Look at them all.
Oh my goodness.
No, I withheld part of the little formula here, so these guys wouldn't know what's going on until now. Okay. So, I have been, random aside, I've been reading Barry Sonnenfeld's book. I finished Barry Sonnenfeld's autobiography recently. It's called Barry Sonnenfeld, Call Your Mother. Really good. I highly recommend it. A little dark, but good. Anyway, so it reminded me of a little factoid from Men in Black that kind of captivated me about Tommy Lee Jones. So I pose this question to you both. Which Muppet, you're going to be assigned a Muppet from this wheel. The question you're going to be tasked to answer is, once you're assigned a Muppet, which Muppet should star opposite Tommy Lee Jones in a movie?
Any movie.
Just any movie, yeah.
Okay.
Like an original or like?
Yes, an original movie.
Oh, it has to be original.
Yeah.
Right, Dragon?
Yes, an original movie, as in like movie that has not. You can't plop him into a movie that he's already been in. So let's say, okay, Tommy Lee Jones got a new project coming up. He's going to be co-starred against a Muppet.
There goes my No Country for Old Men spinoff.
Okay, so the winner last round was Joker. So we're gonna.
Sorry.
Anyway, so we're gonna spin. Joker's won the last round, so he's gonna be assigned first.
Okay.
Country for Old.
Tell you what, Jokers, do you want to go first or go second? I'll allow you that much. Like, do you want to go
I'll
first?
go
Or
first.
second?
I don't care.
Okay, Jokers will go first as well. Okay. And he's been assigned. Biggie.
Okay.
Tommy Lee Jones. We're going to make some magic happen on the silver screen together.
Let's see what AC Boy's got here.
Okay, let me
Still
just
can't
go ahead
find
and
that
fucking
impression
find
Piggy.
Piggy in this huge mess.
It's in alphabetical order. It's not that
Yes,
hard.
it is. It's right there. Turn it. It's gone.
All right, I got it. All right, Ace. Let's see what you get. Come on, Big Mean Carl. Oh, God.
There are a lot of unique choices here.
Oh,
That was Milto's character.
I know, right? Would you guys like to spin again?
No, I'll go with Piggy.
No, I'll go.
All right.
It's no
Okay.
spinning again. They get what they get.
Fair enough. Fair
This
enough.
is not the Wheel of Fox, TT.
Oh God! All right, yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
I'll admit though, you know what I was hoping one of them was going to get?
What?
One of them was going to get. I was hoping one was going to get Gonzo and the other was going to get Kermit.
I was just really
Talk
hoping
about
for
Muppet
Big Mean
shows.
Carl.
And that would have been again. I put
What is your
I
thing
put
with
him
Big
on
Mean
there
Carl?
specifically for you, Tiki. By the way,
What isn't my thing with Big Mean Carl? I fucking love Big Mean Carl.
I know that's why I put him on there, Tiki. I knew you loved Big Mean Carl. That's why. All right. Okay, so Jokers, 30 seconds on the clock. Why? Which Muppet should co-star opposite Tommy Lee Jones in a movie?
Okay. Am I pitching a movie, or am I just saying why? Because I have a movie pitch.
Well, you're saying why, like why this guy should. Like why? Well, if you'd like to, you can. I'm just saying, it's basically
Use your 30 seconds as you see
why.
fit.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah.
What happened to the timer?
Sorry.
Timer. Okay,
No, you're good.
We're good.
I'm just confused. So Tommy Lee Jones is an old widower. It's a romantic comedy, and his loneliness manifests itself in Miss Piggy, who is following around and acts like his wife. So Tommy Lee Jones plays it perfectly straight, while Miss Piggy is the lover inside of his head that no one else can see. And in the end, Tommy Lee Jones learns how to live with his curse.
Oh my God.
See, I knew this round was going to be fun. I'm going to tell you the origin.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you the origin of this once we're done this round. By the way,
That was amazing. That was amazing. God damn. Oh man, Jokers, that's just your personality to a T, my friend.
All right, okay, yes. Okay, whenever you're ready.
So Tommy Lee Jones' agent calls him with an exciting new opportunity, and he heads down to this place to find Animal. And Animal's all excited because he finally has a duo for his drums. So, he's no longer solo on the drums. He's got a partner to go with him. And Tommy Lee Jones refuses, saying, I've never learned how to play the drums and all this. And Animal's adamant about this. And, as the movie goes on, it turns out there was a mix-up. And they actually meant Tommy Lee from Motley Crue and not Tommy Lee Jones. But they don't figure that out till the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Good punchline. Good punchline. That, by the way, as a kid, that always confused me. The whole Tommy Lee Jones.
I know, me too. Me too.
All right.
All the time.
Jokers, 15 seconds.
Yeah. So I don't think that your setup can be a movie. I think it could be a short. I don't think you can make it a movie. I also would have appreciated a different direction, where it's basically August Rush, where Tommy Lee Jones and Animal have to make a country western duo band.
Whoa.
Fucking August Rush. What a random.
No, when he said that, I was like, hold on, let me think. August Rush.
Oh, God.
It's got Robin Williams in it.
I know,
right.
it was such a deep reference. I had to think for a second.
All right. Ace, 15 seconds.
I feel like there's a solid premise to your idea, but Piggy would steal the spotlight. That's her sort of ego there. And so just being someone that only Tommy Lee Jones sees wouldn't fit her mantra, right? She'd want to make sure everyone knew who she was, not just one person.
I have a rebuttal for that, but I'll do it after everyone chooses.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna. This is kind of the Pepe, like anything, it's unpredictable game show in me here. Sandy, you're gonna call this round.
The whole thing?
Yep, Sandy, you're gonna call this round.
Well, I mean, how can I not pick?
Who's the correct answer here?
That was just too well thought out. I don't think there's a single writer in Hollywood, professional writer in Hollywood, that could ever think of something like that. I gotta give it to Jokers.
Jokers, was your pitch by any chance based on the movie A Ghost Story?
No, if it was based off of anything, it was that Jimmy Stewart movie with the invisible rabbit.
Oh, Harvey.
Harvey. Yeah, Harvey. Yeah.
All right.
Rebuttal to Ace's point.
Wait. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I thought Sandy called it. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. No, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Sandy did call it. My bad. My bad.
You did.
Okay, rebuttal.
Super duper quick. Miss Piggy not being able to be seen by anyone would help with the comedy.
No, I had nothing. like,
Also,
I just wanted to say that I thought it was interesting because I
also, Ace, I feel like you're leaning too heavily on Animal's gonna show you how to play the drums.
I got Animal. What was I supposed to do there?
It's an hour and a half drum tutorial. No sex, empty studio, and Animal teaches Tommy Lee Jones how to do a swing beat.
It's just Whiplash, but with Animal.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
He's J.K. Simmons and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Rush or
Oh my
drink.
god. All right. Since Jokers is on the precipice of winning here, I suggest we pull one of Claude Karinga's questions.
Yes. Okay, I'm liking this last one, the most recent one he put in. What do you think?
Either that or the documentary one.
I know it. Well, you want to tie it into our documentary thing this month, or do you want?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay. We're going with Claude's question here. Claude's question being, what Muppet character should get his or her own documentary?
Like an in-character documentary or documentary?
Well, we have to ask Claude. I don't know if Claude's going to get back to you on that, so just looks like he's going to have to interpret it.
I think you're going to have to interpret it. Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know what? I would suggest maybe going the route of is if it's their life story.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah. And Claude, of course, you better be listening, buddy, because you're going to call this one.
That's right, sir. You are going to pick the winner. And let me remind you what the stakes are here, okay? Jokers has 3, and because of Tiki, we're playing the 4. So that means
Ace still doesn't have anything.
I know he doesn't have anything.
Oh,
so if Ace doesn't get this point, Jokers gets a clean sweep.
Balls in the court.
All right. Joker, since first of all, you guys have to you know what? I'm gonna make it a like first one to call out their answer goes first.
Marvin Suggs.
Okay.
Swedish Chef.
Oh God. Okay.
Ooh.
Alrighty. 30 seconds, Jokers.
So it's going to be a documentary about Marvin Suggs. It's going to be sort of like Behind the Music, documenting his 50-year career in the stage industry, I guess. All the while, he was never properly successful, but he's starting to have a resurgence once people on the internet begin to find videos of his Muppaphone. Throughout the film, it documents his issues, his struggles with drug abuse, and his struggles with the law as he tried to find different acts to attach to his name. It ends with a rooftop concert as he has finally found his name.
Couldn't resist the "Let It Be" reference.
That's kind of what came first. I don't like rooftop.
Okay, Ace.
All right. So this documentary is actually a mockumentary where the narrator is speaking in Swedish Chef's classic fake Swedish show. You have really no idea what's going on here besides a complete sort of physical props and gags with the occasional nonsensical English subtitle as you learn about Swedish Chef's history and how he was, actually kicked out of Sweden for all the craziness he did and forced to come to America, where he then met the Muppets, and it's continued on from there.
I think the biggest question we need to have answered with the Swedish Chef documentary is, why does he have human hands?
Because he's a married man.
All right. Oh, God. All right.
That's laws for that. 15-second rebuttal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think you went a little bit too far with the premise. I think it would have been funnier if everything was in English and like fairly straightforward, but all the interviews with the Swedish chef entirely in Swedish gibberish. So he's like talking about like the early stage of his career and like his like life, but it's all you have no idea what he's saying.
I mean, you have a solid idea there, but Marvin Suggs is a fairly smaller known Muppet that I don't know how well that would do. And you just keep going back to him. I mean, that was one of your main ones too, was focusing on Marvin Suggs. So
I like Marvin.
Okay, Claudia.
I can tell.
All right, we can't judge this round. We got nothing unless we're absolutely desperate here. So, Claude, by all means, call the round. Destiny is in your hands, my friend.
Just point out Lucky's comment that Nigel should get his own documentary, which I 1,000% agree with.
Perhaps we should take a moment to talk about the thing. Ace, didn't you have a hand in the new that new documentary?
The Halix one, yeah.
Yeah. Tell the folks about it.
Yeah, so a buddy of mine, Matthew Serrano, worked with the Funkland to make a documentary all about Halix, which was a rock band that played one summer in Disneyland in 1981. And they were barely known about and all these things, and they did an amazing job to find, the original band members and a whole bunch of other big people who worked on it to get together this 90-minute documentary going through the highs and the lows of this band, and a crazy idea that you'd never see happen today.
Wow.
All right, we got a ruling.
That's awesome.
All right.
Good Ace.
Okay.
All right.
I think Ace ran away with that round as well. I think his pitch was as creative as Joker's pitch was last round, honestly.
And I feel in an effort to kind of discredit his opponent. I don't mean like actually. I'm saying try to kind of knock his opponent down a peg so he could win. I feel Joker's went a little too far and he kind of undid himself with the whole like he critiqued the premise and the whole like you should have had everyone speaking Swedish. I think that was his undoing. So, but again, we didn't make pull in that round. That was my thoughts on it.
Okay, so Ace lives to fight another day.
Let's go.
All right. Okay. Let's see. We got a lot of good ones here. All right. Should we go with another Claudia one or one that's topical?
Let's make Claudia wait for it.
All right. Okay.
I didn't do it this time. I didn't do it this time.
It was my subconscious.
Wait, what's happening?
Mickey fan was quoting Hamilton.
Oh, stop it.
No, that was not
That
me.
was Ace. That was me, Ace.
Oh, I'm
Whoever-
sorry.
Yeah.
Stop
For
it.
some reason, I just assumed it was Mickey
All right,
fan.
now, I want you to shake hands and Mickey fan apologize.
I'm sorry, Mickey fan. You would never do something.
You're gonna have to do more for my forgiveness than that.
Fine, it'll be your indentured servant. We're going to cover the terms of that later. Okay, so all right, let's see. Tiki, let me ask you: do you want to do an anniversary question, or do you want to do something that literally relates to the Muppets?
That literally relates to Muppets? What?
Okay, never mind. I'm just going to go for it. Okay, what is the best? Now we've reached the penultimate installment. What is the best episode of Muppets Now?
No.
Oh.
Really?
And you
I don't
can't
even-
answer none of them.
I don't even remember them.
Let me think.
I watched 2 of them 2 hours ago.
Someone did diligent research.
I'm going with. So we just had episode 5 today.
Yes, we just had episode 5. There are 5 on the table.
I'm going episode
Yes.
3, getting testy.
Are we really doing this?
Sorry, how many episodes did you see?
Jokers, I told you to make sure you were caught up on it, man.
I was. I'm caught up with it. That doesn't mean I remember it because it has no effect on my life. Like it just,
Why would I tell you to watch it? Oh,
I did watch it.
yes, just to forget about it. That's why we told you, Alfred.
That's how like not good it was. Like,
All right. Okay. So
I watched it very intently.
So Ace, you have episode 3, correct?
Yes.
All right, Jokers.
I'm gonna pick episode 5.
All right.
Episode 5. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it's the one you watch the most currently.
No, I watched 4 and 5 2 hours ago. I watched the other 3 when they premiered. You told me to catch up, not rewatch it.
All right. Okay. Ace, whenever you're ready.
All right, so episode 3 was by far and away the best episode, as it featured test groups, and it showed us Statler and Waldorf kind of feeling how I think lots of people have felt about Muppets Now so far, and it was the best use of the framing device so far, and it showed us, further humor of Statler and Waldorf doing what they've always classically done in a new way that almost tied it back to the YouTube channel, how they'd end off every episode. So it just, as a whole, felt fairly good. It had good acts and everything like that too. So.
Okay. It's got episode 5. It's got the Muppets. They got jokes. They got words. The only thing that I really enjoyed about this episode was the Muppet Masters. I thought that the Uncle Deadly sketch was a lot of fun and probably the best one that they've done in the series so far. Out of the entire series, not just Muppet Masters, obviously. So that's what I'm going to lean on. I really enjoyed that, and it was a lot of fun. I thought it was very unique. I thought it was better than the Kermit the Frog one, and it was just really well written. 4 seconds.
They did indeed have words in that episode.
They did. They had at least 3. I counted.
I can't believe it. That's so bold.
I know it. It really is. I'm very glad that they finally started talking after 50 years.
All right. Oh God, Ace, 15 seconds.
I mean, it's clear how you actually feel about these sketches, but don't get me wrong, the Uncle Deadly one was great, but the lifestyle one was one of the weaker ones, I'd argue. Muppets Labs was just whatever in the middle there, and Pepe's, again, I'd argue was a weaker one of those.
To be fair, all of the Miss Piggy sketches are weak. This week's Pepe one, I think was the best out of all of them. Frankly, I feel like they really got the writing down for it. So I think between that and the Uncle Deadly sketch, this was a very solid episode. How much more time do we have? Okay.
And it had words.
It did. It had a few.
Oh, Mickey fan.
Oh, resident Muppets Now Stan has to decide this.
Mickey fan, you get the call this one, buddy. It's all you.
Jokers.
Ooh. All right. And with that, Jokers wins.
All right.
Just because I personally agree with him that 5 is the best.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats, Jokers. That was kind of anticlimactic, but congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. It was an uphill battle, but I really dug in my heels, and I really
It was not
tried
an
to give it
uphill
my.
battle.
I
I'm just going to call bullshit on that right now.
I lost a point halfway through.
Oh,
If
yes.
anything, this was a downhill battle.
That's Ace, buddy, you did. I love you, man. You didn't have the killer instinct this episode, dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
You did your best. Everyone did their
so
best. Yeah.
All right.
That's okay, I'll
Jokers was
remember
a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Kind of, this whole thing kind of brought me back, honestly.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Oh, before we go, because I forgot to mention it, the Tommy Lee Jones thing. It was on the Men in Black commentary. He said he always wanted to work with Kermit the Frog because they were talking about the worm guys, like basically acting against kind of puppetry. He says, "I've always wanted to work with Kermit the Frog." That just kind of inspired the idea because it was in this Barry Sonnenfeld book. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I love that bit in the commentary. Let's see if we can bring that back."
I see.
And also remember, folks,
Dragon, I don't suppose you'd like to do. I don't suppose you'd like to do one more bonus question for Claude.
Okay, sure, yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, fine. All right,
All
let's
right.
do a quick one here. Okay.
Should make sure Claude's still here too, though.
Claude,
Oh,
are you
yeah.
still here,
Claude, are
buddy?
you still there, buddy? Claude.
While we're waiting for a little confirmation there, I'm just going to say we're doing on Plus and Us again. We continue to kind of recap and respond to the Muppets Now stuff, and we are on we got the penultimate coming up this week. Next week, the finale. Hopefully, not the very last time we're going to use Muppets, because this Muppets Now has not been as promising as we had hoped. But we'll see. We'll see.
Also, we'll be covering the new Phineas and Ferb movie very soon as well. Speaking of Plus and Us.
Ooh, I can't
Yes.
wait to watch that.
Yeah.
Watch that.
That's how we summon Claudia here. That's how we summon.
right.
Oh,
Say Phineas and Ferb 3 times.
wow.
Okay, looks like
See what I
okay.
mean?
Claude's
It's like a
here.
light
Good.
switch.
Okay. All right. All right, Tiki, pick a Claude question. Go on.
Oh, pick Claude. Okay, let's see. Let's go with what actor or actress should show up in an episode of Muppets Now.
There we go. Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can I take that back?
sure.
What?
This is more quintessential. This is more quintessential.
Oh,
Fine.
like ever?
No, there's
You know what?
sometimes. Yes, ever.
I'm gonna have an asterisk on Rainbow Connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that one's the easy one.
Yeah.
Yes. Give me a minute.
Does it have to be from their movies or their entire like movies and shows or their entire collection, like ever?
I would stick to movies.
Okay. All right. I'm going with "Life's a Happy Song."
Nice.
I'm gonna go with "Together Again."
Again.
Stop it.
I would have gone
Alright.
with Hey a Movie, but that's just
Oh,
some
that
better
was
comes
another good
along.
one.
Of
I
those.
almost went with Somebody's Getting Married.
Oh, that one.
Very
I almost
close.
picked that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ace, whenever you're ready.
All right. So, "Life's a Happy Song" is, they start out with the 2011 movie, and it sort of just sets the tone through the whole movie there, right? On, it's happy and all this, and it really leads into the rest of the movie when you meet the new characters. They have a big, huge dance number. There's 50 or so people in it, and it has the dancing, it has the characters, it has classic Muppets humor even just in the middle of this, and it sort of brings all of it together in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
So I have a lot of nostalgia for Muppets Take Manhattan. It was my favorite Muppet movie. I think Together Again really sets up the theme of the movie very well. It sets up the characters, it sets up the tone. It's just a very good opening song for the movie. I think it's one of the most iconic Muppet songs, even more so than Life's a Happy Song. I just think it's a very solid opening number with themes that show up throughout the film. Oh, I still have time. I like that it shows up in Muppets 2011. It's a cool song.
I just like, I have more time.
I wasn't looking at it.
So I do rebuttal first, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That song is definitely great. Don't get me wrong, but I'd argue that it's maybe the third best song in the entire movie, behind "Somebody's Getting Married" and the Muppet Babies one. So.
Don't disagree, but I feel like Together Again sets up the film much better than Life's a Happy Song does, especially since it's a theme that's reoccurring throughout the film, and it really sets up the themes of the film. Life's a Happy Song is really just a song to open the movie, and then it's never really mentioned again.
All right, Claude, what's your rolling?
Someone cue the Jaws theme.
Oh.
Da-da,
Can I just say that it bugs me to this day that 2 songs from Muppets 2011 were nominated for Best Original Song, and Life's a Happy Song was not one of them.
What were they?
Manor
Manor
Muppet.
Muppet.
Manor
Yeah, I
Muppet
knew that one.
and Me Party.
I thought it was
Me Party?
yeah.
Oh, I forgot that was.
Oh, that's lame.
That's
That Me
not-
Yeah, I
Party got
agree. I
nominated.
agree. I totally agree. Like Manor
And-
Muppet is fine. It's not one of my
Yeah.
favorite songs from
Do
that
you think
movie.
I
would
really
Rainbow
like
Connection have been
Manor
eligible because he was in a
No.
he was kind of brother?
No,
No,
Rainbow
it was
It
too
would not
short.
be eligible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was
Right.
it called? Me Party? What?
Me Party. Yeah, the
It's
Amy
the one
Adams,
where Miss
Miss Piggy
Piggy,
one.
What's her name? Or in the
Amy
the
Adams
diner.
dances at Mount Diner,
Yeah.
and Miss Piggy.
What was it? Is it Faces on
Wait,
the
oh,
Wall? Like
that?
the Kermit? What was Kermit's
I-
song in the start? of the
Oh,
call?
Pictures in My Head.
Pictures in My
That's a
Head.
good
Oh,
one.
I love
That
Pictures
should have been
in My Head.
nominated.
Yes.
All right, so Claude has a ruling together again. I don't know what to tell you, Ace. I would have voted for you.
Together Again's not
I
even
was
the best one
inclined to
from
vote
Take
for him
Manhattan.
too.
What?
I mean, I don't know. Though Joker's, I think Ace had the better opening statement, but I think Joker's did have a killer rebuttal about the how Together Again has a theme that runs throughout the movie. So
I mean,
Yeah.
Life's a Happy Song's also how the movie ends, so.
Yeah, but I don't
That's
think the
respectful.
theme really fits the film. I'm sorry, the
leaving-
theme doesn't fit the film as a whole. It's a status quo song, and then the status quo is immediately changed. And while it shows up at the end to reinforce that things are better again, Together Again really reinforces the themes of Muppets Take Manhattan, with the Muppets like going apart, with Saying Goodbye, which is another fantastic song, and then going back together again. So, yeah.
all right, Dragon, take us out. Oh wait, just want to acknowledge big thanks to Claude Coringa in the comments, of course. Also, ZK Channel, thank you for your contributions here. Monkey, all right, always glad to see you. And let's see, am I missing anyone? Showbiz Chuck, if you're still watching, I still like your username. All right, so Dragon, take us out.
All right, folks, that does it this installment until the next exciting installment of a debates-related matter. In this case, Muppets Debates Live.
But what about the dancing cheese?
What about the dancing cheese?